Sometimes in the NFL, the final score doesn't tell you who really showed up to fight. And Sunday night was one of those games. The Dallas Cowboys walked into that matchup already eliminated from the 2025 playoff picture, a reality that would have drained the energy from a lot of teams around the league. But if you watched closely, you could feel something different in the body language, in the tempo, and especially in the way Dak Prescott carried himself from the opening snap. This wasn't a quarterback going through the motions. This wasn't a team just trying to get through the schedule. This was a leader playing with pride, with edge, and with the weight of an entire franchise on his shoulders. Prescott finished the night completing 21 of 30 passes for 244 yards, tossing 2 touchdowns, and most importantly, avoiding the one mistake that kills teams, turnovers. 0 interceptions. Clean football. Efficient football. Now, for casual fans, that stat line might look solid but unspectacular. For those who understand the game, it tells a deeper story. When a quarterback is accurate, decisive, and protects the ball while his team is trailing, it means he's reading the defense correctly, adjusting protections, and staying mentally locked in even when the margin for error disappears. That's not easy to do, especially behind an offensive line that has struggled with consistency all season. As the game unfolded, Dallas fell behind, but the offense kept pushing. Short throws turned into chunk gains. Timing routes hit in stride. The Cowboys were trying to establish rhythm, trying to remind everyone that this offense still has teeth. And then came the moment that shifted the emotional tone of the entire night. Early in the first half, Prescott connected with wide receiver Ryan Flournoy on a routine completion. The play itself wasn't remarkable, just another example of Dak moving the chains. But what happened after the whistle sent shockwaves through the sideline? Chargers linebacker Denzel Perryman came in late, delivering a hit while Flournoy was already down on the turf. In today's NFL, that's a red flag. The league has spent years emphasizing player safety, especially hits on defenseless players. The officials immediately threw the flag, unnecessary roughness, 15 yards, and Dallas accepted it without hesitation. But the penalty was only the beginning. Within seconds, Cowboys linemen rushed in, forming a wall around their teammate. Helmets pressed together. Words exchanged. Emotions boiling over. And then, right in the middle of it, you saw Dak Prescott step forward. Not yelling from the sideline. Not pointing from afar. He went straight to Perryman, face to face, making it clear that this team was not going to tolerate cheap shots. That moment matters more than people realize. Quarterbacks aren't required to do that. Many don't. But when your franchise quarterback steps into a heated situation to defend a teammate, it sends a message that echoes through the locker room. It says, "We're still together. We still fight. And we still hold each other accountable." From a league perspective, the play is now under review. According to NFL player safety guidelines, late hits can result in fines of up to $11,593 for a first offense and over $17,000 for repeat violations. Perryman hasn't been fined this season, but history matters. Back in 2023, he served a 3-game suspension for repeated helmet-related infractions. That context could weigh heavily when the league releases its weekly game day accountability report next Saturday. We've seen the NFL act quickly in similar situations. Just a few weeks ago, a high-profile late hit resulted in a fine that sparked league-wide debate. The message from the league has been consistent: protect players, reduce unnecessary contact, and hold defenders accountable even when intent is debatable. From the Cowboys' side, though, this wasn't about money or discipline. This was about culture. This is a franchise known as America's Team, a label earned through decades of national relevance, 5 Super Bowl championships, and legendary leadership from figures like Tom Landry, Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. Cowboys fans expect toughness. They expect unity. And they expect their stars to lead by example. As the game moved into the fourth quarter and Dallas found itself down by 3 scores, head coach Mike McCarthy made a pragmatic decision. Prescott was pulled for backup Joe Milton III for the final 2 possessions. That decision wasn't about blame. It was about protection. The outcome was largely decided, and there was no reason to expose the franchise quarterback to unnecessary risk. Still, even on the sideline, Dak stayed engaged. Helmet on. Talking to teammates. Coaching between series. That's something coaches notice. That's something front offices notice. And that's something Cowboys Nation absolutely notices. Statistically, this performance actually compares favorably with some of Dallas' wins earlier this season. The difference wasn't quarterback play, it was execution in the trenches, defensive breakdowns, and an inability to flip momentum at critical moments. Those are issues that will dominate off-season conversations, from draft strategy to free agency priorities. Looking ahead, the calendar doesn't slow down. The Cowboys now prepare for a Christmas Day showdown against the Washington Commanders, a familiar NFC East rival. And even with playoff hopes gone, those games carry weight. Division games are about pride. They're about evaluation. They're about setting a tone that carries into the next season. If the league ultimately finds Perryman, it will close the book on one incident. But for Dallas, the bigger takeaway is what this moment revealed about its leader. Dak Prescott didn't shy away. He didn't disengage. He didn't disappear. He stood tall in a difficult season and reminded everyone what leadership looks like when the stakes are emotional rather than mathematical. So now the conversation shifts. Was this a meaningless game, or was it a snapshot of the Cowboys' identity moving forward? Did Prescott show enough to reinforce his role as the heartbeat of this team? And how will moments like this shape Dallas as it turns the page toward 2026? Stay locked in, because Cowboys football never truly sleeps. If you felt that fire, if you saw that edge, and if you believe this team's story isn't finished yet, make sure you're part of the conversation. The star still shines bright in Dallas, and the next chapter is already being written.